Hello, hello, testing, testing. Okay, that was really interesting. Apparently my modem decided, hey, I'm gonna go dead for a second, this precise moment for no particular reason, but then I'm going to return as if none of that happened. Let's try this again. I mean, I don't think anything of particular importance happened during that bizarre downtime. I just stepped from this room over into this one, and then realized that the thing had gone dead, so in this episode, we'll get to find out what lies beyond the door. It's Thomas's shoes, which apparently examining them will cause the music to stop. They are wet, which means the person didn't have time to take them off. Or just... I don't know if that... I don't know if finding a couple of shoes in the bathtub like that really gives you like a very clear picture of the owner's intent. But I suppose that's the kind of profiling that we're following here. Here in the profiling realm, where the audio is so much crisper. Okay. Stretching my headphone covered head to the side for a moment to see if this stuff that was interrupted by way of the modem blip had any complications elsewhere, and I hope it didn't, but yeah, I guess at the precise moment that we checked the bathtub, both of the record players that were playing at the same time in this house. Right, wait, this confirms our suspicion. Decided to go dead at once. Oh gee. I mean, did we deal with someone using a fake red wig before? Don't know if we remarked upon hair color in any of the suspects, like when it was revealed that Becky went to the first crime scene and did shit. I think we focused entirely on the shoes that time. I don't think we focused on the hair either with Diane when we were looking into hair shit. But well. Still confused how those shoes ended up in the bathtub, but seems like
Thomas wants us to look around for him a bit more.
It's not the only confusing thing going on here.
Kind of like the bonus footage on a DVD. I hope it's worth watching. Don't you agree, Zach?
York? What was that noise? Damn it! We need to seal off all routes out of town.
No need for that, George.
Huh?
If he was going to leave town, he would have done so by now. Which means he's still got some unfinished business.
Oh, we'll find out. I do believe the end of episode 3 is coming up as well. I don't remember if it's at this precise moment or if it's at a different indeterminate point between now and the next chapter. Not the one that we're about to go into, but the one after that one. I guess we'll find out by getting a new one of those previously during the investigation recap scenes. Typically do get a new one whenever a new episode starts up. Okay, we told them not to
Zach, do you think they heard what I said?
do the thing, but I guess they didn't listen. They're a little too
Have to make a fuss.
rational for that.
Leave town. That gives us plenty of time to find a way to view the bonus footage.
Oh, we'll find a way to view the bonus footage over Right. And yeah, I believe we're in like chapter 20 now. Yep. Which means we are quite reasonably close to the ultimate resolution, which I do believe means we're more or less locked into, oh dear, doing stuff that the plot wants us to do. I don't think we're gonna be back on the, what do you call it, on the open world stuff in a comfortable fashion until after that is done. So we want to go back to the Galaxy of Terror, which I don't think it's very far from here at all, so I was kind of wondering, would we be able to use the radio at this time? Because that might be a little breaky, because I think we're just supposed to move through that. Nope. We're in spooky otherworld mode, so I don't think we're going to be able to use the radio. Because I just confirmed it, but surely taking one of these generic police cars and making our way over there shouldn't be too much of a hassle, even if there's spooky shadows on the streets. Oh yeah, but something that you gotta have to keep in mind is that running over these dudes does put a dent in your car durability, which I don't think you wanna mess around with too much. I think it's actually pretty bad news if that just wears out completely. And oh shit. Well, I couldn't really avoid that one, but it may be worth remarking upon that, but
no, nothing. Just my imagination.
Nothing to talk about now. I can only imagine how it would have been like if he had still had like the talk about, hey Zach, it's not like I'm attracted to Emily because she's a woman or anything conversation from earlier in the episode until this point. How would that sound with this as a backdrop? Oh boy. I was actually kind of wondering if this was the moment when this was going to happen. Just because I think...
Is that Anna?
This may or may not be the only moment during gameplay that... That's gameplay that you can actually move around in, that this song plays during it. Since you know you actually hear this song a lot, with it being the title theme, and I think you just hear it every time you get to a new location and see a little, like, introduction shot for that. But as far as actually being able to hear it while you're doing something, this might be the only time to chase this spooky red dress and apparition through the streets. Even though, well, I guess because, if anything, because you're not very far at all from the place you're supposed to get to now. Oh shit. I think these birds, yeah, they're actually out to get you. Not with any luck. They shouldn't be able to do anything more to York than they would to, I don't know, Link and Link to the Past. Or Link's Awakening. I think those crows that just kind of get off the trees and start harassing you, chasing you around, are also in that game. And probably a few others. I mean, there are the Guais in, like, the 3D games, or at least some of them, but I don't think those chase you very actively from what I remember. Oh boy, where are we going, Anna? I don't know if it's just me, but I can't help but notice that there's like there seem to be some tiers of how fast York is running during some of these moments. Like, right now he's slowed down, but then all of a sudden he really picks up the pace. Okay, are we going down that road or this road? No, she's over there. I seem to be going around in circles, even though this is the... I guess this is a stretch of... This curve is the stretch of road where the spooky crows appear. can't believe Saruman was the raincoat killer all along. Well, the last time we got to this junction, she went to the right, and this time she's not going to the right, however. So that time she was just stringing us along. This does not seem very nice. Oh dear. Do we have like a different level of reverb for the song this time? Well, we are here, and I mean, we were supposed to come here. I thought that was our objective. This is the Galaxy of Terror, but right now we just don't want to get in there. Even though apparently we're not chasing Anna anymore, because she doesn't seem like she's appeared anywhere nearby, unless she's on this side. Oh, wait a minute. No, I guess we have to follow her to the other door.
Huh?
I don't know how fast a spinning axe like that would fly through the air, but it seemed like a pretty good reaction time, even if we're locked in now in a different sense. Or I guess in more than one sense, you could say. But I think the third one of these we've done today. Maybe not quite in a row, but it's kind of starting to feel like that.
I almost became a goddess of the forest myself. Although I think the look might suit me. What do you think, Zach?
Well, I wouldn't doubt that there's some wiggle room there. As far as qualifications. Oh, here we are. I don't know why we have the crappy default infinite ammo gun. But I have all these nice things that we can swap out freely. I guess we'll go ahead and save, since I don't think we had a chance to do that for a minute. Oh shit. I think I faintly remember, I don't quite remember oh boy, what this stage is gonna be like, but I do faintly remember the I think it was the first spirit map stage where there is one bit where like the shadows are all in the middle and there's a ring of fire around them and they kinda have to pass through the ring of fire. Even though it kills them very quickly, but then there's those that act kinda cheaty like one of them did there, and there's a weird twitchy teleport to avoid the fire. Well, seeing another one of these record players, just like in Thomas's place, makes me want to smoke and start profiling. It's a nervous tick, you might say.
Too much noise. We're still missing a vital piece of the puzzle.
Now we're back at it again. How did you know it? I don't know if I would say it more. At this point, that I guess we expect Oh, okay. So we can turn it. Go back to turning on as many record players as possible that are gonna grace us with this song. Root beer, do we have this? No. God, I don't remember if root beer or black coffee are better for like getting a reduction in sleepiness or yeah, sleepiness, I guess. Maybe not so much hunger. But I guess I'm just pretty much eating my words completely about 3 pieces of evidence being the standard for the other world stages that have the profiling thing. Okay, for a moment I was gonna say, like, this looks like one of those rooms where Mr. Raincoat Killer might show up all of a sudden and you have to hide, but given that there's no actual cabinet or anything to hide in, perhaps that is not quite the case here. You could hide under one of these tables, but it probably wouldn't be very convincing. And you could stay hidden there. Unless, of course, the thing that I literally just talked about is about to happen. Okay, maybe not quite as I thought it might. There's no hiding involved. Just gonna run. Just gonna get straight to the chase without going through the hiding motion first. Oh, goodness. There's always something, isn't it? Okay, come on, surely we can move on now. We managed to break free of the box grid principle. Okay. And be taunted as our friend back there just breaks one of the boxes at his complete convenience and reveals an agent honor that we can never collect. That is forever beyond our reach. Oh my gosh. I do find it kind of interesting that apparently continuing to push the boxes during this sequence damages them, even though they certainly don't break in any kind of a timely fashion. Oh, pushing through these doors does seem more convenient than trying to push one of the boxes, at least. Oh, maybe now is the time for hiding. Guess we're doing this in the opposite order of how it happens. So I keep on contradicting myself. Well, you see, I could hide in here, or I could hide in one of these, surely, but... oh gosh. Guess we'll hide in here. And not forget that all the time spent in here does put a strain on our pulse meter. So perhaps spending a few seconds failing to find a satisfactory place to hide will actually be more beneficial in the long run. Goodness. But right now there's nothing to do. But hope that he doesn't realize that there's clearly not very many places that we could have gone. And I can only imagine that. Can you imagine the timeline where this game gets like remade for, I don't know, PS4 or PS5 or something? One of these newfangled systems, or even PC, that have like microphone integration. Because there's a microphone built into the controller, like Until Dawn or whatever, and you have to like actually, you know, shut up and be quiet during this. Do it like Until Dawn, and or during or something like Alien Isolation or Phasmophobia. I don't know. They've certainly come along and done it, but this is the same concept, isn't it? Just in a different way. Like you can yak all you want, while the hold your breath prompt is in effect, and yet isn't there a part of you? Well, I guess this is probably not the most effective prompt, but isn't there a part of doing this, let's put it that way, that just kind of makes you go along with it to a little bit further on, and you know, while that prompt is actually being active and acted upon, to just be quiet, get into it that much more. Then again, I can only imagine what kind of displacement would occur if anyone ever came out with like an actual remake of this game, like from the ground up kind of deal. And even though it probably wouldn't be very difficult, do it in such a way that, you know, it isn't a bug-riddled mess. And then...
Zach, this is a waste of time. Let's go.
Okay, staying away from the person who wants to murder you is a waste of time. But I get a feeling that if anything like that ever happened, I'm sure that a lot of people would go, hey look, Deadly Premonition is getting a remake. I literally never played the original, and I heard it was very buggy, so let's just play this one instead. And that's how displacement occurs, but I don't know. I don't know if that would be more or less commendable than remakes that just feel close enough to what they're supposed to be remaking, where it just feels like they don't even need to exist, like the Dead Space remake, but anyway. I would like to assume that this route I've just taken is the route to get ahead. Oh boy. Get ahead with my head intact, I would hope. But I guess it's a kindness that we're being given right now. I guess that sound is just the sound of, hey, you have progressed, even though that's usually the sound of, hey, you found an item, and now there is an item that you can interact with in the same room that you're in that you should probably check out. Get a good look at that thing, maybe send it to your toolbox, I don't know. Oh. Maybe put many bullets into this little box on the floor of a toilet stall and find a flare inside. Flares which are probably kind of useless now that we have the... You know, since the moment we got the radio, they probably became kind of inherently useless, but... Bloodstains on the floor lead into this door, but the door itself is locked. The bloodstains on the floor, well, I mean, there's something very faintly resembling a bloodstain in the corner there. I think it's particularly easy to notice, though. So what is in there? There's a hole in the bathroom wall. We could pick through if you want. Well, the shape and scope of this hole is quite a bit different from probably the first thing you would expect upon hearing that description. Okay, so someone's wallet bled to death. Thomas's wallet bled to death. That's what was seeping out of the stall. Well then. How thoughtful that someone's gonna open up that space for us. Oh goodness. This is a small first aid kit. Oh yes, that means I can't really use it. I see. I only just now noticed that I've not had the weather doll active during this entire time, but anyway, we'll worry about that later. Here's Thomas's badge. You see, pierced with a knife. I feel some strong hatred here. Who could have done this? The very janky kitchen knife, by the looks of it. It's got that special kind of kitchen knife binding. Where's this music? Oh well. So we're gonna continue with the music for just a moment, at least until the profiling starts. Even though I do feel that whenever I wonder out loud what the music is, it's also partly out of a more dedicated interest. 'Cause I feel like there's a couple songs in the game that only play at very specific moments such as that, and then hardly ever get put on the spotlight again. I suppose that door must have been closed before. So we can't very well leave this place, can we, without getting our sweet profiling evidence. Oh boy, this room design should appear familiar. It means it's time to change to a different gun. And that will pack a bit more punch with each shot instead of being like a scattered thing. How many bullets from this thing? Oh shit. How many bullets from this thing are actually needed to pop one of the crawling shadows? Because we've done 3 headshots so far. Okay. 4 of these works. If there's any more of these things in here, maybe I can try to go back to the old tricks of just trying to beat them with the Grekouch, and I get the feeling that there will in fact be more. It's based on the fact that we're clearly nowhere near done with this hallway. What's in the box? Is it an at least medium first aid kit? I mean, really don't know that we're gonna be getting much use out of this at all at this point, but I don't know, it's a bit of an oddly appealing posture to just try and fill out your back inventory with as many of those even remotely useful things as you possibly can. Alright, well, oh shit. Okay, that was the end part of that animation where it actually seemed like it was effective. Came at a different time than I was expecting. It might be time to actually make use of the weather doll. Hold on a moment. See, we have all of these first aid kits, and yet I feel more compelled to use the cheatier thing that I have at my disposal. Oh. Oh, there we go. Okay, that actually worked out quite nicely. I was having my doubts as to whether there was actually gonna have enough vertical reach to get this thing, but oh, damn it. And then I underestimated how much horizontal reach that grab would have. What if I try to get behind it after it starts doing the grab animation? And then try to follow up. Oh. And now I get the wacky. Sometimes working, sometimes not quite. Hitboxes I get with this thing, but surely it's something that will make me feel very fulfilled in the end. I am a master of handling this remarkable guitar, or maybe not. I mean, we have weather doll insurance, it's whatever. I will just keep trying. Yeah, well, don't want to doesn't really get you out of the thing sometimes. I should know. One moment, please. Hold still, please. There we go. Ooh, well, this looks like it's got quite a bit of finality, doesn't it? Kind of finality to it right now, anyway, but yeah, ridiculous exploitation of the weather doll looks like it's serving us quite well. How's this suit doing, by the way? Is it time for a change already? Looks almost brand new, no problem. I guess we'll try to stick with this suit. Now, could you just switch to change the lighting? The current lighting is yellow. Well, before we start messing around with that, let's go ahead and do a quick save here. The current lighting is blue, even though these two switches that are across from each other apparently have different lighter settings or light settings. Blue. What about this? It's probably locked at this point. Room here has been locked by some kind of device. Look more carefully, Zach. Or we could try the doorknob anyway. Have you checked to see if the safe door is locked? Or if it's just left or been left unlocked? Oh, I guess we just have to pop it so it's all red. No RBY here, I guess. Oh, I mean, if you can press it again, then surely that's just what we gotta do. Well, they do say that red light is probably the least harmful one for your health when it comes from electronic devices. It's the blue light you gotta watch out for. With the, technical nonsense that had to be pulled off from an engineering perspective in order just to be able to make blue LEDs possible in the first place. Basically means that they are now synonymous with an absurd output of, I guess, illumination. I'm not quite sure what term to use to describe what I mean, but photonic energy. Imagine that I said that in a way that sounds less incredibly pompous, and that's basically what I mean. Can I not break these? No, I can't. Oh my. Swinging and using an oddly specific instrument as a weapon is clearly the superior method here. I'm kind of wondering if I already filled the toolbox to capacity with the small first aid kits. Wondering what the capacity is gonna end up being with the medium ones and or the large ones. What's this again? Steel pipe, right? I don't want that. Why would I use a pipe when I can use an unbreakable and apparently extremely sturdy and damaging guitar or saber? Who needs a saber when I can just, I don't know, stab people with my catgut strings? If I just jury-rig them the right way. Damn it. Hello. Well, thank you for being patient while I wait for the correct alignment for the guitar to actually deliver its death delivery to actually come up. Surely the boxes will be more vulnerable to this sort of thing. They are considerably larger from a spatial perspective. Guess I'll send the can of pickles to the toolbox, even though we have infinite pickles from a different source, but how much are we really going to be using them now that our side question has been relegated to The end times, in a way. Wait, what? Okay, then I just hit boxes with my guitar and they didn't immediately break. That seems very strange, truly strange. For anything to be implied to even be able to withstand a little bit of my guitar's energy. Well, I guess if you follow the lore of the Greg Hutch, it's not really his guitar. York's guitar. It's a guitar that he's borrowing and that he will be relieved of eventually, but we are stalling allocation for as long as we can. It's like, you know, in Lord of the Rings, why did Aragorn send the Oathbreakers away at the earliest opportunity that they decided they were gonna ask for it? Why did he decide to get rid of them and send them off to their oath fulfillment eternity before, I don't know, using them to try and hold a Black Gate, something like that? That seems rather short-sighted. We're clearly being more visionary with how we're handling the Grey Couch in our possession. Even if I guess the Grey Couch isn't gonna save us from this guy, we're gonna have to handle this a different way. Oh, shit. Oh, I hit the wrong button there. Don't know why I hit X specifically. Out of a bit of a just complete impulse. Well, we could continue. I sure hope this doesn't screw up my my spotless record of stuff that I had. It might. That would be very tragic indeed. I might have to do something about that, but we'll carry on for now at least. I will try to just get past this and be conscious of this. Actually, I'm pretty sure that if we reloaded at this point, we wouldn't have very much to redo to get back up to this point, because we did save in the room where we have to change the lights. Oh, and I'll worry about that later, like I said. Because this isn't gonna be quite like my day one run of Link's Awakening, where beat the game in about 10 hours in a single stream and ended up getting, you know, the full ending that you get by not getting any deaths throughout the game. I don't think you get anything at all. Even any kind of acknowledgement if you manage to get through this game with zero game overs that you continue from, I guess. But I don't know. Still something that I would probably want to attain just to say that I did it. Managed to complete every other part of the game without breaking that streak, so... Oh, fuck. Oh, we're pushing a box. Hold on. I guess we can just evade the axe head froze. Let him break the box and don't have to worry about pushing it anymore. That seems much more efficient. So I'll just have to try and remember to... Goodness, okay. To not save at the end of chapter, especially if... I think it prompts you to save anyway. In case... Or... prompts you to save until after it tells you whether or not you have the continues on your record, but... I'm glad it didn't come to that, at least. Well, I could keep using the... Oh, fuck. The Grey Couch to, try and wreck everything in here, but let's try to do it a different way. What if we try to destroy these environmental obstacles with a flamethrower instead? Okay, well, they're on fire now. They're not really... Oh, that one did. No, this is submachine gun, all reliable. At least with this one we know what to expect. And maybe we can get to the... Oh, okay. Whatever the fuck is doing that ridiculous laugh. There we go. You know, I just had a flashback about how much I hate wheel marks in Neo. I wonder why. Oh, shit. Wait, what? I was gonna say. Guess one of these guys was not done. Despawning yet, because I thought there was an invisible wall in one of these recesses for a moment, but I suppose it was just another example of one of those guys not quite vanishing very quickly, because I guess it went through the long death animation instead of just falling over. Okay, hold on. The door was not locked, but... Oh, shit. Come on, miss. Please speak, operative. Is there another door over here that I somehow completely blanked on? Or am I the one blanking on being able to... Well, there's that door, but we can't get to it because there's fire in the way. Never mind. Well, never hurts to check, you know. Yes, it's me. Are you surprised? It's always been me, Helen. But I've never even seen Candyman, even though I've heard that Philip Glass theme a bunch of times. I should probably watch it at some point. I'm looking at a few movies on my short list of, hey, just watch this whenever you're free. Used to have a bit of a short list of movies of watch this while working out, but then all of a sudden I kind of didn't have time for that anymore. At least not on weekdays. Well, they taught me this isn't how they taught me to use ice picks. No, sorry. Oh boy. Never taught you to stick your ice pick in a piano when you were using it. I mean, is there any I guess in modern contexts, is there any sharp tool like that that you stick to a sticking place when you're not using it instead of just storing it somewhere? Like maybe pins, I guess, for like sewing clothes and stuff, but something as large as an ice pick or a knife or anything of that nature, I don't know. Bit of a delayed reaction there. New York. Oh goodness. Okay, well, hold on. We could save here, but I already said that I think I'm gonna wait until end of chapter at least to figure out whether or not I actually want to do that. But I guess we can't just walk here. We gotta have another daring escape from our friend. Even though this is like the third time that we've done this in this chapter. It's getting very, very twitchy. I suppose it was a particularly short one, at least. Well, I suppose that was the end of that otherworld dive as well. Well, since there's no one else here, I might as well let myself stick into. Well, speaking of sharp objects that are left stuck in places that are probably not...
That's one bizarre setup. Whoever made this must be crazy.
Not where you would expect them to be left. and we have to stab it with particular force and gusto in order for it to actually work. Well, here we are. After our little foray, we can go right down there, or we can hang around back here a little bit longer, but nah. For some reason I thought that door was actually back here. But no, it makes a lot more sense that it would be a bit of a secret door here. That leads to this room, which I think we've seen in a few glimpses, a few flashes. Never really had a good look at it until now, though. And wouldn't you know it, there's the locket, which I think was the one that, I can't even remember the details clearly, the one that Becky took away from...
So it's not bonus footage. It's still part of the main feature.
From the Anna murder scene.
First things first. We'd better let poor Nick go.
Or... we could be ambushed by someone we didn't even know was here. Guess it's not made particularly clear whether Carl was actually there on the stage at the same time for some reason, or if that was just for the sake of the juxtaposition. Oh, total number of continuous one, you know what that means? It means that I don't get to save. I certainly hope it doesn't save for me either. Oh boy. That's episode 3 cleared out of, like, how many? Episode 3. Oh yeah. There's like, well, I mean, there's like 3 more episodes, but they're all, not counting the endgame one, but they're all like remarkably short. No, we're not gonna save. I will have to correct the timeline, but this is the gateway to episode 4, I suppose, technically speaking.
During the investigation. Okay then, Zach. Let's pay Harry another visit and get to the bottom of all this.
And that one. And that one too. All red seeds.
Welcome, York. The killings 50 years ago. There is something about it that you won't find written in those files. The people were attacking and killing each other, rampaging as though insane.
Quite a story.
York, I told you, it's nothing more than local folklore.
What does that all mean?
It's called The Legend of the New Raincoat Killer.
York, we found Thomas.
Zach. Okay. So it's not bonus footage. It's still part of the main feature. perpetrator is exactly who I thought it was.
Oh. And we're in a... Oh gosh.
Come on, boy, or it'll be too late.
Oh, but I don't wanna. I mean, it's already too late, but... Before we allow this oddly proportioned child to follow along the straight and narrow path, or at least the beaten path, the intended path. I could finish that sentence, but it wouldn't make sense since I already went to the other end of it, so I can also just pretend that I never began that sentence in the first place, which would probably be the less awkward way of proceeding. And be reminded of the other thing I was going to mention, which is the, the very noticeable contrast between the audio, or basically all vocals in pre-rendered stuff, or stuff that's counted as BGM, and stuff that's counted as in-game speech audio. I don't know, the BGM is supposed to be at max volume right now, but it's, I guess, not particularly loud, even if it's set to be that. I don't think we'll be going very far.
Come on, boy, or it'll be too late.
Not much further on before I call things, but I mean, that by this point it should be clear that if there's anything to do with furthering lateness, I'm clearly pushing for that myself. What's going on with these trees, by the way? It looks like they're partially cut away, the stumps, but they look like the parts that stick out have roots that cover the outer bits of the stumps at the bottom. I don't know, it's weird, but and there might be some significance behind that as well.
Come on, boy, or it'll be too late.
Actually, wait a minute. I think there's supposed to be a thing here. Somewhere. This is chapter 21, is it not? Yeah. And then I just hear the, yeah, I suppose I did. Sound of vines plugging our way back. Well, I suppose this will be the test for my future self whenever I pick this back up, which might be sometime during the weekend if I can hopefully find a good moment.
Or it'll be too late.
Perhaps if I can find, oh, it might be all the way over there, that blue glow, so we're not actually gonna be missing it or in being as much danger of missing it. I mean, we could just walk right past it, but that would be stupid. Unless, of course, the game somehow takes away our chance to get it before we even... Nope, never mind. Okay, so you're not meant to miss this, is what I'm getting out of this. Ryan Sander Morgan. Number 27. And there we go. So I guess we'll find out what happens when we get to the end of this sequence, and that's probably where I'll leave things off for now.
Daddy? Daddy? Daddy?
I don't know. Why do I get the feeling that I never met you as a child? Something's out of order here.
You are waiting here for someone, aren't you?
The person you are waiting for will be here soon.
You know, I don't know anything about architecture, but I wonder if a set of roof beams with that kind of inverted peace sign shape would actually hold strong. Even if the trees start bleeding on them, or on it.
Grandpa, hey!
Oh, Emily. Sorry, my dear, I must have fallen asleep.
That's enough napping for today. Tell me the rest of the story.
Yes, of course. That was our promise, wasn't it? Before I continue on, though, I've got a little gift I want to give you.
Wow. It's pretty.
Consider it a protective charm, like a signpost. It will help to lead you through your life.
A signpost?
One day, my dear, you will find out one of the truths of this world. That the world is filled with contradiction and inequality. When that day comes, how you respond, what you do, that will be the instant that determines the value of your life. This pendant will show you the way in that moment.
The value of my life?
Yes, dear, the value of your life. I have faith that you will grow up into a woman who can make the right choices. Do you understand, Emily? We come toward the climax. As the angel said, I was soon fated to meet him. What do you think of those dreams, Zach? So I do care for Emily. What about you? We should take this opportunity and talk about this a bit.
Or we could try to get out of here, but
If I hadn't seen Yor come into the bar, well, you wouldn't have found this place, would you? Now, how about that? I guess I've always been lucky when luck was needed. That's why I've been able to stay in business, too. Although we have Willie to thank for finding this room, I suppose. He's got a great nose. Clever, too. He'd be a great businessman if he wanted to be. I owed you guys one anyway, and I owed York big time, too. You guys didn't tell anyone about that whole thing with Diane. I want to help you guys out. Is there anything I can do?
Kaysen, I appreciate the offer. But this is a police matter. You can leave everything to us from here.
Oh, well, okay.
George, look. These cigarettes. They're the same brand that York smokes. He's definitely been here.
Carol's been missing since the bar closed last night. This town will be deserted if this keeps up.
What do you think is really happening here in Greenvale?
Emily, let's focus on looking for York. I just hope there are more leads than a cigarette butt around here.
yours. You can track his scent, can't you, boy? What do you think, officers? Let him help you out, why don't you? Oh, he'd make a fine police dog.
I told you we don't need...
Sounds good, Kaysen. We need all the help we can get. Come on, George. Let's let them help us.
But they are civilians.
Do you have a better plan? As we speak, York might be...
Life's treating me alright. It's been a while since we've been here.
All right. Let's have them help.
Thank you, George.
But one thing, with York missing in action, I'm back in charge. And York would give me hell if something bad happened to you guys. So promise me you'll call for backup at the first sign of danger.
Yes, of course.
I think we're missing something here. So I'm going to look around a bit longer. You go with Kaysen and follow York's trail.
Thank you, George. We're counting on you, boy. Welcome to the force, Deputy Willie.
You know, I feel like I'm hearing some strange variations on some of the tracks in this game that only play during FMVs like that. Back to the actual engine stuff.
Let's get rolling.
For a few minutes where you can hear their voices.
Okay.
God, it's so weird.
Counting on you, Willie.
There's apparently that many scenes of stuff that's just pre-rendered entirely.
Oh, not counting on me, though, are you? Sheesh.
Well, we're counting on Willie, but... as we do this, I guess. Can we... No, we're forbidden from saving during this part. That is very unfortunate. It means I might have to improvise a little bit, actually, because I don't know if I'm going to be wanting to continue on at this point. Right now that we're in the sequence for, I guess, this song, which is sort of implicitly associated with Emily just because of the context where it plays when you're driving your car and when you are doing this. But I think we're gonna have to go ahead and go back to the title screen at this point, at this time. If only just so I can confirm that episode 20 is relevant. Okay, so I can still access that. Which is a good thing because that's what I'm looking to do, so I can erase that little bizarre mark from my setup of not quite having attained the degree of stuff that I wanted. I guess I'll preemptively log back into that just to check whether or not I can get the thing to be sufficiently quiet as I go back in. I'm not going to be doing this right now on stream, obviously, but I do mean to do it at my convenience. I guess we'll, have this fairly subdued ambience lull us out for the time being, as I pretend that this is all the end. And I head over here to the screen and have that ambience just kind of be in the background as I play something that's probably going to be a lot louder, so let me try and ease in. Yep. Just sort of try and get to the play us out sequence, because why not? God, it's really a bit of a difference how much quieter the game is than everything else because of this. I wonder if I can... I mean, I don't really need to change that much during the actual gameplay, but it's during the actual... the cutscene said that nonsense kind of comes into play, but oh well. It's definitely not the biggest of deals when it comes down to it, I'll say, but yeah, to make a long story short, I believe this is where I will go ahead and say goodbye for now, as I have a few clicks here and there, but like I mentioned, I am kind of itching to come come to the conclusion of this particular playthrough that I had left, kind of left hanging due to circumstances a while ago. And now I'm picking back up so I can have it on the record and have it on the old, God, there's one other word that I had really reserved in my mind to say after that, but have it on the archive. I think that was it. Yeah, that's more than likely it. So that's what we'll be aiming for next. If I manage to continue doing this in a reasonably consistent fashion, which, like I mentioned, may end up involving some kind of outing if I can make time for it. During the weekend, I mean. I've got to the point where I'm kind of getting interrupting my own thoughts and putting out half-finished stuff. But yeah, there's a few things that may or may not occur during this weekend. Let me see. Well, I say let me see it about and just figure it out right now, which I suppose I will try in a sense, but not in a way that will probably allow me to just say something satisfactory right here on stream. So I'll just say that and put it that way. Seems like quite a nice, well, I was gonna say this seems like quite a nice try to play things out, I say, when there's like less than 10 seconds left of it. Local Convergence is just a pretty remarkable soundtrack overall, I would say. As there are so many of the ones that I have here, but I suppose none of Resident Evil kind of somewhat appropriately is breaking through here. Let that be the note that I leave off on, which is to say, hopefully expect more Deadly Premonition soon and potentially expect stuff to happen more or less during the weekends, at least for the time being, rather than middle of the week. That's because I find it a bit more complicated to be able to do stuff during those times. Seems a bit less likely, but we'll figure it all out. And well, I guess we'll figure out what else I have unfinished and or just want to acknowledge once Deadly Premonition is done, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, so I don't think I really want to drag this out with trying to figure out what else to say just for the sake of saying it, so I will just say you'll take it easy. Thank you very much for coming back always. Thanks for chatting. Always great whenever people chat. Thank you one more time to the Midnights for the raid, and I will be seeing you later.